What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about dynamic active stabilization that's offered on the Sony ZV-E1. There's 4 SteadyShot options. There's dynamic active, active, standard, and I'm gonna go through all of those today and kind of the differences in how they stabilize your footage, the crops it takes off, and how smooth the footage actually is. We're in a day and age where almost every camera comes with IBIS, in-body image stabilization. The ZV-E1 with the AI features it has and the gyroscopes within this camera, it gives you a dynamic active stabilization. From the research I've done, the videos I've seen, it's almost like you're taking the Ronin away from the camera. I have yet to try out the active dynamic tracking on this camera, and I really want to try it out today and get a feel for how this thing works. So with that, I'm gonna take this camera, I'm gonna bundle up, and I'm gonna head downtown and see what kind of imagery I can capture and see if this lives up to the stabilizing hype that I've read to it to be. All right, so now I'm out and about. I'm out in Seattle, downtown, by my old apartment, and I'm gonna test dynamic active stabilization first. So I've ran through dynamic active stabilization. I did some testing with that, and what I came away with is it can't replace a Ronin, but if you don't want to lug a Ronin around with you and you want to use the dynamic active stabilization as a method to shoot normal 29.75 frame rates, you're able to do so, and it's extremely nice with this camera. I noticed at most, moving left and right, up and down, how smooth it actually is. There is a bit of a crop on it. You can see it really when I'm shooting kind of my face right now in this stand-up type form, this vlogging form. You can see that it's pretty tight at 20 millimeters. So now we're gonna be working with active track. And with active track, it's a lot less intense movements, a lot less running, walking. You'll see a little bit more in the steps. So it's more meant for situations of less movement. So with that, I'm down with the market now. I'm gonna hop into active and we're gonna see what it looks like. So I'm usually in active stabilization when I'm shooting. So this was pretty normal for me to shoot with, but as you can see, compared to dynamic, the left and right isn't as much. It's almost like you took a Ronin and you didn't calibrate it all the way. So there's still a little bit of shakiness. There's stuff that you can fix if it's in post with a warp stabilizer or whatever it may be, but it is extremely smooth. And the reason I choose to go active is simply because I don't like the crop that dynamic has to offer. It's extremely easy to use, and it's extremely nice to use because you can shoot 24 without worrying about shake. I mean, you even see it in this shot right here. I'm moving around, I'm walking, and you hardly see the steps that I'm taking. So active is so far my choice and my way to go. So next up, we're gonna use standard. And if you have the option for dynamic and active, why would you use standard? And I mean, I don't know. So let's try it out and see how stabilized this footage is. Now standard is what you think it would be. You get your full frame back, but you lose out on the AI features this camera has to offer. So I'm done shooting in Seattle. I'm about to grab a coffee and head out. I have my favorite coffee shop right there, Monorail Espresso, and give you my final thoughts on what I think of all of these stabilization modes that the Sony ZV-E1 has to offer with the AI features it has.
My mind run deep in my thoughts when I didn't have it. Sleeping on the floor, wishing it was a mattress. Now I'm in Hollywood with
All right. So I just got back from shooting and I have some thoughts. So I was able to use dynamic active stabilization, and standard stabilization. And the ultimate question I had was, will this replace a Ronin? And the answer is no. I still think a Ronin has many benefits, whatever stabilizer you use. So at the end of the day, which one would I choose? I'd probably choose to stay on active most of the time just because I noticed it to be a little bit of a crop. So that I wasn't too happy about, but I'm able to get a very stable shot. And I notice it most when I'm vlogging and shooting myself, how stable it is when I'm walking around step by step and all of those things. Let me know down in the comments what of your favorite 3 stabilization modes you would use on an everyday basis, or if you have any questions on each one. With that, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.